What is up, everybody? This is Rock08 here with another video. I'm going to do something different here. Now, I'm going to start doing a year in review series. Since now, with the WWE Network, I have access to every single pay-per-view, WWE, WCW, and ECW alike. I'm going to start doing a year in review. And this year, I'm going to talk about 1999. And I'm going to review, except ECW pay-per-views, I'm going to review every pay-per-view from WWE and WCW. Also, I will do Heroes of Wrestling in 1999. Yes, I will talk about Heroes of Wrestling, that god-awful pay-per-view. And the reason why I'm not doing ECW is I'm going to do that in a different series, since there's only like 20 pay-per-views from ECW. So the way it's going to start out, since WCW always went first in the pay-per-views, it's going to be going WCW, then WWF, then WCW, then WWF, all the way until we get to the end, where it's Starrcade and then Armageddon. So we're going to go from Sold Out all the way to Armageddon. And we're going to start out with Sold Out, 1999, WCW pay-per-view. This show was, I think, 2 weeks after the infamous Finger Poke of Doom. That's where, you know, they had the Finger Poke of Doom, and Tony Schiavone gave away the results, saying Mankind will win their world title. That put a lot of butts in the seats and completely lost. But I will say this. A lot of people say WCW in 1999 started to suck big time. But all I have to say is Sold Out is actually a semi-decent show. And not only is WCW not that bad in 1999, or at least in the beginning, WCW was actually pretty okay. They were competitive still. They were competitive numbers. They weren't number one, but they were still competitive. That's what I'm trying to say. It wasn't until around, I like to say, July 99, where things really got bad. But we're in January here, 1999, Sold Out. Let's start out. We start out with Chris Benoit versus Mike Inez. I have no idea who Mike Inez is. All I gotta say is this is actually a semi sort of decent match. Mike Inez. I don't know who the fuck that guy is. Look him up. It's spelled Mike, and his last name is E-N-O-S. Look it up. I don't know. But I give this 2.5 stars. Not a bad match. The ending was Inez goes for a suplex. It gets countered. Benoit hits the cripple crossface. And there he taps out, and Benoit wins. 2.5 stars. Some good counters in there. I don't know who the fuck Inez is. Way left field of this. But we go on to how Bobby Heenan will call him, Norman Smiley, as he takes on Chavo Guerrero Jr. This match is very long and boring. Very long and boring. It's 16 minutes, which is actually almost, it's actually about a minute or two shorter than the main event. Yeah, this is the second longest match of the night. 16 freaking minutes. And legitimately, really, the last 4 minutes is good, but it's really, really boring match. I give it 2.25 of a star, 4.5 out of 10. Good counters towards the end. Norman Smiley picks up the victory with the crossface chicken wing. Then we get to a bad match, a really bad match, probably the worst match of the night. Here we get Fit Finlay versus Van Hammer. Fit Finlay picks up the victory, and this was just a really bad match. Not much to say. Really, just 1 star, 2 out of 10. Very forgotten match. Very forgotten. I'm not going to really talk about it much because it's just really, really bad and not really memorable at all. Then we get Wrath versus Bam Bam Bigelow. Here we have two giant men. The artist formerly known as the Atom Bomb, here as Wrath, takes on Bam Bam Bigelow. Big giant guys going at it, and it was just, most big guy versus big guy matches is really slow paced, a lot of power, but sometimes they work out. This match did not work out whatsoever. I give it 3 out of 10, 1.5 stars. Not much to it. Bam Bam picks up the victory. We get to Lex Luger versus Konnan, and Konnan can put on some nice, decent matches, and Lex Luger, when he has to, puts on great matches. This just doesn't work. These two men didn't have chemistry whatsoever. Just a lot of weird things going on. No chemistry whatsoever. Another 3 out of 10, 1.5 stars. Moving on, now we finally get to the second portion of the show, really. This is when the show really starts picking up, when we start getting good matches here. The 6th match on the card here, we get Chris Jericho versus Perry Saturn, and the loser has to wear a dress. Nice, fun stipulation. This is a good match. A lot of great counters. Perry Saturn always tries to go for his Death Valley driver. He can't connect. He gets a big, huge splash towards the end. But couldn't put Chris Jericho away. Perry Saturn goes for his finisher. Chris Jericho goes for a move. Perry Saturn counters into a roll-up. However, the referee screws Perry Saturn, rolls Saturn over, and so Chris Jericho can roll his ass over and counter. So Chris Jericho picks up the victory in a nice, solid match. Even though Chris Jericho, on his way out of WCW here, was not happy whatsoever with backstage politics, whatever. Backstage higher-up people, not happy whatsoever as he was on his way out, but still a solid match. Give it a 6 out of 10, 3 stars. Perry Saturn loses, embarrassed, and has to put on a dress, which I have to say, he doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad in a dress, especially with the earrings. Doesn't look too bad. Not pretty, but not bad. Good match, though. Then we get to a 4 corners Cruiserweight Championship match between Juventud Guerrero, Psychosis, Rey Mysterio Jr., and Billy Kidman. And once again, the Cruiserweights put on a nice, solid match. Cruiserweights always doing what they do best, and that's stealing the show. And they actually steal the show here. I give it a 7 out of 10. Great match. Super high spots all around. Rey Mysterio does like a huge flip over the referee, over the top rope, and nails Billy Kidman. Lot of high spots. Uvi driver, Psychosis hits like a missile drop kick to stop the pin. Then Kidman hits a shooting star press towards the end. A lot of great counters, a lot of reversals. As always, Cruiserweights put on a damn good match. 7 out of 10. But I've seen better Cruiserweight matches. Let's go with that. Great match, though. 7 out of 10. We get Ric Flair and David Flair in his very first match taking on Curt Hennig and Barry Windham. And for his very first match, it's actually a pretty solid match. I give it a 6 out of 10 now. David Flair never wanted to be a wrestler. Never really wanted to be a wrestler whatsoever. Thought, he had some mighty big shoes to fill. And I think for his very first match, he did a nice showing. Curt Hennig and Barry Windham, being the wily veterans, and Ric Flair, the veteran he is, they gave the platform that David Flair needed to put on a nice, decent match. And it was a decent match. A 6 out of 10. Ric Flair and David Flair get up the victory. Arn Anderson came in, interfered a little bit, helped David get the victory, but still, nice match. NWO comes out and attacks David. whips the crap out of him, handcuffs Ric Flair. So like always, when the WCW team wins, NWO has to come out and basically gets the last laugh. Yes, it's 1999. They're still fucking doing the NWO stuff. Whatever. Finally, we get to the main event, and it's a ladder match stun gun between Goldberg and Scott Hall. Now, the object is, it's not just a normal ladder match. The object of this match, you have to reach, you have to climb the ladder, reach the stun gun, and then you have to drop, grab the stun gun, use it, and stun your opponent. The winner to do that first wins this match. And I like to say this, while we have been desensitized by high spots, and all these great ladder matches, we've been desensitized. This is just straightforward, nothing pretty, brutal, stiff, great ladder match. I'm serious. This is a good ladder match. 7 out of 10. One of Goldberg's, easily Goldberg's, one of top 5 Goldberg's matches. Scott Hall, one of his best matches he had in WCW. This is a good match. Scott Hall grabs the stun gun, climbs the ladder, grabs the stun gun. Goldberg kicks it out of his hand, grabs the stun gun. He throws it up in the air, laughing at Scott Hall, spears the shit out of him, jackhammers him, grabs the stun gun, stuns him, and picks up the victory. A good ladder match. This is back when the ladder match, this is back when you had to battle your opponent just to get to the ladder, because the ladder was at the stage area. So you have to like bait the crap out of your opponent, get to the stage, run, grab the ladder, and then run back to the ring and then climb in. It was just a battle. Now it's just high spot. But back in the 90s, this was a great match. Good ladder match. 7 out of 10. Goldberg picks up the victory. In the end, Bam Bam comes out for whatever reason. I guess because he's another big guy, wants to go up against Goldberg. Scott Hall tases Goldberg as well, and Scott Hall ends the show. Like always, the NWO has to have the last laugh. So while the Finger Poke of Doom might have had some negative feedback, some negative reactions, and WCW wasn't really great at this time, they were dropping the ball quite a bit. This is actually a semi-decent show. In my opinion, this show is way better than Warrior Rumble, actually, that would get. Not a bad show, semi-decent. I give it a 4.8 out of 10. Now, keep that in mind. A 4.8 out of 10 is actually not bad for WCW standards. But that's one pay-per-view down for WCW. The next one we would get to is Super Brawl for the WCW side. But the next time around, I'll catch you with the Warrior Rumble 1999 with the clusterfuck of a Rumble match, but a solid, great, hard-hitting I Quit match. Anyways, sold out 99 from the network. Great, semi-decent show. Some good matches in there. The Cruiserweight title match was good. The ladder match is good, one of Goldberg's finest. But you also have some bad, terrible matches that during the showdown. Like I said, semi-decent. And I'll catch you on the flip side for the Warrior Rumble 1999 here on the year in review in 1999, baby.